Hey, hey, how are you? We're coming up to the end of this series, and I hope you've enjoyed me reading and commenting on some of the 57 tips in this spender season edition of the magazine. Today, I want to read two tips for you. I promise I'm going to keep it short, but I'm going to read two tips for you because they're related in a way, and I want to tell you my thoughts about them. So, tip number 44, stop trying to be your grandma. And tip number 46, take the cape off. Okay, so tip 44, stop trying to be your grandma. Do you have fond memories of your grandmother looking fabulous in her ruffled apron, her silver hair laid to the gods, delicious food steaming on the table, and a mountain of perfectly wrapped presents under the tree? Meanwhile, granddaddy is chilling in the recliner watching the game. Yeah, sis, times have changed. You can't do or be everything. Decide how the holidays will look for you and let go of the rest. Don't break the bank or your back trying to recreate childhood nostalgia. So that's tip 44. And then tip 46, I think, is related. It says, hey, sis, Halloween is over. It's time to take the Superwoman cape off. I know you're used to doing everything, but this is the season of celebration. Get out your list of things you love about the holidays and find one that doesn't involve spending money. Declare a week, including the weekend, a Queen's holiday, and do something for yourself. Recharge your battery, enjoy the moment, be present, and give yourself and your wallet a break. So that's tips 44 and 46 from the Spender Season magazine. And they have a similar thought. In my mind, there's a similar thought here. One is that back in the day, things just moved slower, right? Like we didn't have all the things that we have now. We didn't have 24-hour news back when your grandma was like handling the holidays and your aunties and all that. Like we didn't have like all the crazy stuff happening and access to all the information as far as the news, as far as other people's holidays. You know, we can see the trips that other people are taking. We can see how they're decorating their homes. It's just information overload. Back then, it was slower. You know, your grandma had time to do the other things, you know, that she had help. Now, for some reason, our culture has moved towards like every man for himself. Like it's a solo adventure, right? Like you don't have all the family in one house and everybody's doing their part. So to try to recreate the holidays from your grandma's time would basically be trying to be Superwoman. Take advantage of the fact that times have changed. I want to reframe this for you. I want this to kind of shift for you so that you realize that, like, okay, it's not going to be like my grandma's, but can it be better? Like, how can it be better? Things have changed. Maybe this can actually work to my favor, right? One thing that comes to mind for me is that someone could help you, you know, clean up your house for the holidays. There's so many more resources out there to where you don't have to try to do all that by yourself. There's experts who know how to organize, experts who can help you declutter, and then there's financial coaches who can help you figure out like why it is that you're overspending and over shopping in the first place and help you cure that once and for all. Once that shift has been made for you, it's easier to let things go. It's a whole like mindset shift as far as a lack mentality coming into an abundance mentality. So you can also have people cook for you, right? Like our grandma's generation or great grandmother's generation, for some of us, didn't have, you know, so many distractions outside the home where, you know, they could slow cook something all day, right? Cooking was like a whole thing, a whole thing. Cooking was a whole thing. Like cooking was just like what you did, you know. It's not like now where it's like you're running around, you're going to work. And like for me, like cooking is not my ministry. You do not want me to make like a 4-course meal or something like that. It's not going to turn out well. So take advantage of the fact that restaurants and stores are offering, turkey and all the fixings, right? Like you can get those things catered in to your home if that's something that's important to you. Or you can just not do it so big. It doesn't have to be this big meal. I remember when I was younger, um, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter were the big meals. Birthdays were cake and ice cream at the house. And not, I don't even remember, like maybe spaghetti or fried chicken or something like that. But the big meals were Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. And I remember very distinctly, maybe I was around college, but I remember when it suddenly became like almost every day or every week was a big meal. Like every Sunday, remember when soul food came out and it was like the Sunday dinner with the family? Now every Sunday was this huge meal that was like, it used to be 3 times a year, and now it's like every week, and we're having these huge meals, and they're like events, right? And so now it's come to, you know, we're trying to do all these big things all the time instead of just reserving it like as a special occasion. Do we have to do that, right? Like, does Thanksgiving need to be this humongous deal, or can it be redefined, within the context of our family now, right? Do we need excess food, or can we pick out our favorites from back then, the ones that make us, feel good and have that connection to the past? But why does it have to be this huge big deal? Like, there's so much food left over. Like I'm just thinking about last year, the year before, there's like so much food left over. And like sometimes there's so much that like people have different food preferences now, and nobody's even willing to take it home. They're like, oh no, I don't eat meat. Oh no, I don't eat turkey. Oh no, I don't eat gluten. And it's like, so why are we making like a giant container of stuffing? Like nobody's eating this anymore, right? Or like macaroni and cheese. It's like a lot of people are not eating dairy. So just give yourself a break, like take a minute to like to not hang on to the past ideas of what the holiday should be, right? And just really take a look at like, okay, this is not my grandma's generation. What is it that's important to me right now in this holiday, right? And how can I rest? Because instead of saying like I must do all the things to recreate the holidays of my childhood for my children, what would it feel like to say, you know what, this is the season of celebration. We don't need all the excess. Let's find what foods are important to us. Let's find what activities are important to us. Get together and do those things, right? And make this a new tradition. So those things don't have to cost a lot of money. But here's the thing, when you take away the money that you're spending for the things that don't matter to you anymore, that don't even matter to your family anymore, you can actually put that money towards things that do matter to you, like getting the house clean, feeling organized in your home, hiring a financial coach, right? Like if you stop spending the money trying to recreate this nostalgia and actually zoom into this century and say, okay, what's important right now, it makes a difference in how much money you have to spend, right? So that's that. And then, like I said, take the cape off, declare it a Queen's holiday, and say, you know what? I'm not going to do all the things. I'm not going to clean up the whole kitchen, top to bottom and all the rooms and make space for people to stay with me. I'm actually going to hire someone to make the food so I can sit down and put my feet up. Because you know what? I've been working all year. I've been working all year. This is the time for me to rest and relax, right? So some of you have families that will actually let you get away with that. Some of you have families that are still very traditional, where it's like, no, this is the way we do things. And that's fine. Just know that you have a choice, right? Just know that like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's not normal, right? If you're feeling overwhelmed, it's because you are maybe not living according to your core value right now, which is like, I need to rest and I want to rest. So make sure that you just acknowledge that and know that you do have control over some things that happen. Maybe you're going to your mom's house or your grandma's house and they're doing things a certain way and they expect you to help. Enjoy that, because that's not how it's always going to be. And enjoy it in the moment, be present, and have a happy holiday. Bye.